Hi guys. So this is going to be a bit of a long video because in this we are going to discuss 15 HubSpot features which you can use for your lead generation efforts. So without wasting any time, let's dive straight into it. So over here, the first feature which I want to discuss is obviously you would need leads or contacts in your system whenever you start off with lead generation. So the first feature is the import feature. So if you go to contacts and if you click on import and start an import, you can then, with the help of an Excel sheet, import your contacts or leads which you have into HubSpot. So there is a proper Excel sheet which needs to be created so that all the details are properly mapped with the HubSpot properties. And for that particular reason, I've created a tutorial. I will be posting the link of it in the description of this video. So this is the first feature. This is how you bring all of your contacts inside of HubSpot. Okay, so the next feature over here is the list feature. With the help of lists, you can create separate lists of every audience which you have, so that you can have a personalized email content for all of those contacts, and you do not send just one email copy to all of your contacts. So if you see over here, if I go to my lists over here, what I've created, if you see, I've created a list of unengaged contacts because I run a marketing newsletter. Based on the number of opens and the engagement the newsletter drives, I can create the people who've engaged with my sales emails, the people who I have imported into HubSpot through LinkedIn, people who have engaged readers, like who are reading my newsletter. All of these lists can be created, and then you can enroll these lists into another marketing email, or you could enroll them into a sequence wherein you could further nurture them and try and convert them into customers. So list is the second feature which you should be using. So the third one over here is marketing emails. So marketing emails can be used for a lot of things. I primarily use it for my marketing newsletter. Apart from that, you could create a nurture drip wherein you provide people with more assets like case studies, white papers, try and revive or re-engage contacts through a marketing email drip. So if you go over here under marketing and emails, so like I said, I primarily use it for all of these for my newsletter. But if you create email, uh, a regular email, so over here, if you see, there are all of these themes for the newsletter for the marketing email. You could have like email which has an ebook, a welcome email, an event invite. All of this is completely customizable. So when you open, so for example, say if I open an event invitation template, I can now edit each and every aspect of it, including the image, the CTA text, sorry, the description, and all of that. So this is something which you definitely should be using. So that is it when it comes to marketing emails. Now we move on to the next one, a very important one. But a lot of people don't configure this properly, which are HubSpot forms. So HubSpot forms are basically lead capture forms, which you can use on your blog pages, on your website, on your landing pages. And what they do is, whenever someone comes into your website or blog and is interested to know more about your product or service, they fill in that particular form, and then you or your sales team can get in touch with them, try and convert them into a customer. So go to this, you would need to go to marketing, forms, and over here, if I create a form over here, so there are some pre-filled form templates also over here which you can use, or you could go ahead and create a template of your own. So I'll just try and use a template from over here. So if I click on contact us, so these are the fields which will be created. It will capture the email, the first name, last name, and the message. And then if I want to further customize this, I'll just click on it over here, and here it is. So you can customize everything over here. If the first name is something which I would just want to have the name of the contact or the lead who's coming in, I can change the text also over here. If I want to make this mandatory, I'll make it required over here, uh, and all of that. So this is how you create a marketing email. And once you've made all of those changes, if I say update and if I publish it, so it will give me a embed code which I can give to my developer team to put into a website. I can also share this link for all my social media platforms. And then there's an HubSpot ID. So if you have the HubSpot CMS, so if you have hosted your website on the HubSpot CMS, you can then directly tag these forms or add these forms onto your website pages. The next one over here is creating a website. So if you go to content and if you go to website pages, here is something in which you can create a website page. So for my particular business, HubSpot Simplified, I have hosted my website on HubSpot. And so if you see, there's the homepage, a Gradia website. This is a tool, the privacy, service, about, and pricing page. So you can create your own website on HubSpot. Even like a basic starter plan will give you the ability to have one a domain which you can use through which you can post your website, and then you can keep adding pages over here. So you can create a website page as well. And landing page is something which we'll talk about a bit later. But these are all the pages, and it is extremely easy to use. Like you do not need any coding language as such for creating this. So if I just go onto my home page as well, so this is how it looks like. All of it is completely no code. I can at any time go to any part and just update it as and when I want it. And it comes with a lot of other modules as well. So if you see over here for commerce, there's a payment module. For designs, you can have different types of cards. For media, you can have different types of these medias, image sliders, and all of that. For blog listings, also over here. So it's very comprehensive and very easy to use if you are just a one man or a two-man team who is trying to expand a business. You can absolutely leverage the website feature in HubSpot. So the next one over here is the a glimpse of which we saw earlier is creating a landing page. So over here, if I go to website pages, so I've also created a couple of landing pages in the past, and landing pages help you create standalone pages, which you can then use for, say, your Google ads or LinkedIn ads. So if you're running ads and if you want to redirect all of the people who are clicking into like a no more or any type of CTA, you can redirect them into a landing page wherein you have information about all of your things. So there is this. So for my business, I help businesses set up their lead generation engine on HubSpot, and for that, I have created like I run ads on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I have created a landing page where people get redirected. So this is like a landing page which gets created in which I talk about all of the toolkit of all the tools which I implement for my business, what my clients have to say, and all of that. And then this stays over here, and anytime when someone clicks on any ad, they get redirected to this particular page, which also helps. So, for example, they can book a meeting with me over here. They can book a demo also with me over here. So these are the advantages of having a landing page, which you can obviously create via HubSpot. So that is all about landing pages. So the next one over here is creating a blog. So blog, as you all know, for SEO purposes and also to create more awareness about your product or services are very important. And HubSpot gives you the capability of creating blogs also for your business. So if you go to content and if you click on blogs, so here is like the blog pages, the various blogs which I have hosted on my website, and you can just like within a few clicks by selecting a blog, you can just create a blog and start off. So I'll just open one of the blog which I recently created. Yep. So here, if you see, this is the blog which I had created, and all of this has been created without any coding, completely no code. You just have to like I just typed in all of this stuff, use the image from my HubSpot instance. So over here, if I click on optimize, so if I click on here, it will give me all the SEO level suggestions as well. So if the H1 tags are more than what are required, if my title is on point, if my meta description is on point, if the images if are having all text and all of that. So it's pretty handy when you create a blog so that when you take a blog live, all of your SEO is sorted out for. So this is how you can create blogs over here, which is definitely a feature which you should use for your lead generation efforts. So the next one over here is workflows. So workflows is only enabled for professional and enterprise level. So if you have a starter plan, unfortunately, workflows is a feature which you cannot use. But yes, if you have a professional or an enterprise feature, this is an extremely important feature which a lot of businesses do not use, but should be using. So to access that, you just need to go to automations, click on workflows. And so if you see, I've created a couple of workflows over here, but we'll start something from scratch. I'll take a template as an example over here. So over here now, if you see, there are a lot of these pre-made templates which are already available. What we'll do is we'll just have use one over here. So this email website visitor based on page visited. So if there is a visitor who's visited your website over there, we can then create like a workflow which sends out a nurture email asking them, thanking them for visiting your website. And if you want to provide any other offerings or say discounts or any of that stuff, that is something which we can do here. So if I click on use template, it will automatically create the workflow for me. So over here, if you see, uh, the criteria over here is if a page has at least one view. This is a page which you can just put in the URL of that particular page, or of your homepage if you want. It will delay it for 1 hour and then it will send out an email. So this is an email which you would need to create, and you can then decide to if you want to send it out to only the enrolled contact or if the associated contacts as well. So for example, a lot of times if say I work for Google and my contact is saved in your HubSpot instance, and you have three or four more people who also work with Google in your instance, so a mail would be sent to all four of them if they are associated contacts to my particular contact in your HubSpot CRM. So yes, that is how it works. This is just like a tip of an iceberg. There are a lot of things which you can create with workflows. This is just for outreach, but further in your sales analysis or for revenue operations, like you see, I earlier created a workflow which updates the deal stage of a deal before it was marked as closed loss, so that we can know at what particular deal stage was a deal lost at. A lot of things can be created. I'll obviously be creating more workflow videos in the future, but this is obviously and absolutely a feature which you should be using for your lead generation efforts. Okay, so we are done with one automation. We'll now move to another automation, which is sequences. So sequences again is only a professional and a enterprise level feature. So if you have any of these plans, you should absolutely leverage this as well. So over here also, you can either create sequences from scratch or you can have use any of these pre-made sequences. So what sequences do is, so sequences are like sales emails, the one-on-one emails which you share. So what happens is when you enroll a contact into a sequence, you can either send out automated sales emails to them, or you can send out manual emails wherein you get a reminder that you need to send a manual email to a contact. You could add tasks to a sequence so that you get reminded that if you have to follow that person on LinkedIn or if you have to ping him on LinkedIn, you can create a task for that. And also, like I mentioned, other tasks as well is something which you can do on with sequence. So if I have to select any one of these, I'll just go with prospecting, and if I click on it, if you see, it has created a sequence over here. The first one is on day one. It will send out the first particular email. Then there should be a contact follow-up, which will be a call task, then a manual email on the third day, then an automated on the fourth, call task, manual, and so on and so forth. Over here as well, you can also delay. So over here, the delay is so after the automated email is sent on the 15th day. On the 17th day, a call task is set up, but you can just change it also over here as per your liking or as per your business SOPs. And you can create sequences. So this again is a very powerful feature because this is like putting your outreach on an automation. We can just have a set of automated emails which you would like to share with contacts and then enroll the contacts into a system. So the next automation over here, which we would be discussing and which is extremely important, for lead generation are chat flows. So chat flows are basically automatic flows of chat which you can configure, so you won't be available at your table every time, you or anyone from your team. So what chat flows does is it will, whenever someone comes into your onto your website or your landing page and they want to get more information about your product and they want to talk to you, what chat flows does is it helps you identify and qualify those leads. So you can ask them for their email IDs, you can ask them a couple of questions as to what they're looking out for, and in case you're not available, all of those details would then be stored into that particular contact. And then whenever you come online, you can then refer to all of that and get in touch with your prospect. So if you go to chat flows and if you go to create chat flows on the website, inbox, yeah. So over here, if you see, it will give you a lot of these options. You can have bots which are like concierge bots, lead qualification bots, and all of that. And you can also create a live chat wherein you welcome all your visitors and all that. So for our example, we'll just go to qualify lead bots because lead generation is like the topic for this particular video. And if you click on create, here is where you will be able to configure the complete chatbot. So this is also something which I help my prospects build, because lead qualification when you are not around is absolutely important, so that you do not waste or any of these leads who come into your website when you're not around. So, so here it is. The first question which it would be asking is what would you like to do? If they want to learn about products, pricing, and all of that, the company size, what is their name and their email ID, and then you can either assign it to a team member, and if there's no one available, you would get notified whenever you come online. Also here, if I click on this particular thing, all of these properties, like all of the selection which the contact makes, will be mapped and tagged properly into all of your HubSpot properties. So all of these details stay even when the contact leaves this particular chat. And when you come in back, you can have a look at all of these and accordingly get in touch. An extra added feature over here is, so over here, if you see, there are three different options which you are giving. So for each option, you can have a different set of action. So if they want to learn more about products, you can add a new action, get a reason, ask them for their email IDs, and all of that. And you can do it for the remaining ones as well. So this is just an added layer. If you want to have different sets of actions for all of these options, you can do that as well. So this is how you can configure chat flows and use them for lead generation. So the next feature or the next capability which we're going to talk about are reports. So once you've done all of your hard work, you've brought in your leads into HubSpot, you've enrolled them into sequences, you've reached out to them, you've enrolled them into marketing email nurture trips and all of that. You would also want to analyze the traction which you've received or how your lead generation performance is going about. And for that, the reporting feature is extremely helpful. So if I go to reporting and then if I go to reports, so out of the box, there are a lot of these pre-made reports which also come in of it with HubSpot. So we'll go to sales outcomes, and under sales outcomes, so we'll go to coach reps and teams to analyze the performance of our team. And if we just click on any of these reports, I'll just click and go ahead with lead funnel. So over here, because I am using dummy data right now, it won't populate. But these are all of the reports which you'll be able to see. The overview, the open leads, leads in progress, conversion rate into customers, and all of that. And this is just one part of it. You can also create reports around the lead response times, the prospecting activities which your team has been doing, and a lot more. So this is extremely important because once you have completed all of your activities, reporting is something which helps you understand the performance and the impact of your activities, which you can then show to your leadership as well. So this is something which you should absolutely be using when it comes to lead generation. Okay, so the next feature over here is the meeting scheduler feature. This gives your prospects or your leads the ability to book a call with you as per their availability, there as well as your availability. And it's pretty simple. I also have a separate video created for this. which I'll obviously tag in the description. But for this particular video, just to show you quickly how it is, if you go to library and if you go to meeting scheduler, over here, if you see, this is how a meeting link looks like. You can have like a 60, 30, 15 minute video. You can uh, you can add more time slots as well. 1 hour 15 can go up to 2 hours as well. You can have your availabilities, your time zones. Accordingly, all of these times will be populated, and your prospect or your lead can then select a time as per their liking. You can add your own avatar, your organization avatar. You can include a buffer between meetings. So if you do not want to have back-to-back meetings, you can put in a buffer between each meeting and all of that. And then you can, so if you see over here, there's a copy link. So this link is something which you can share in your CTAs, on your social media, on your website, anywhere you want. If you want your leads or prospect to book a meeting with you. So that is it with the calendar feature. Okay, so the next one over here is our templates. So templates are emails which which you can share on a bulk basis. So, for example, if you find yourself typing in around the same email content for a lot of your lead outreaches, what you can do is you can create a template, and then whenever you are onto a particular contact, you can just pull in that particular template and just make some small edits and then send it out to them. So this saves a lot of your time because you do not have to create the email content from scratch. So to do that, what you need to do is again go into libraries, go to templates, create a new template. So over here as well, it gives you the option to get it from the template library or create it from scratch. Just to save some time, we'll go ahead with a template, see a template from the template library. So I'll just click on this over here, see my selection. So a template is now created over here. I can customize. This is already been personalized over here. I can add in some more personalizations over here as well. And then I can just click on update existing template. So that is it. A template is created. So if I go to contacts now, and here, if I have to click on email. So now say if I have this particular contact, I could just go to emails, create email, and from the templates, I can just have add in email template that converts, and all of the content is over here. Then you can make your small edits whichever you want and then directly send it out. So that is how you create and send out templates. Okay, so we are done with 14 features. The last and the final features is the files feature. So what files helps you do is it helps you upload all of your assets onto HubSpot, and then whenever you want someone to say, if you want to send out any asset like a case study or anything of that sort, you can directly attach it through that. So here again for uploading files, you should be going to library files and upload files, and then you can upload all of your files from just add it over here, and say anytime if you want to upload any of these files into contacts. So over here again, if I create an email over here, and now if I want to add files, what I can do is attach a file, and then I can either upload a new or I can choose an existing one from the ones which I've already uploaded. Yeah, so over here, if you see, all of the files are over here, and I can just select any one of these files, and it will automatically get added over here. So you get a convenience of not having to upload a different file each time. You can just go to your files, and this is just not limited to this. Even on your website pages or on your marketing email reach outs, you could add files by a similar method by just going into the files feature and then uploading and then adding or attaching the file with you. So these are the 15 features which you should be using if you are into lead generation. And what I basically do is help businesses set up all of these features on their particular CRM, which helps them automate a lot of their processes and also set up out SOPs for their lead generation process. So if you are a business who is looking out for such services, you could obviously get in touch with me. And if you want to set it yourself, now you have all of these features. I also put in other videos in which I go into detail about for every feature and show you how to configure that. You could go and watch those videos as well. And yep, happy HubSpotting until next time. Bye.